What's up, everybody? This is Phoenix the Fallen Angel here with a weekly podcast. Because I haven't been dropping any, this time I decided to actually give a review of what I've been doing for these past 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I haven't done much gaming, but I think the little bit that I have, it's a lot interesting. Before I continue, I want to talk about a game that I'm currently in the works in. Before anything, let me take a sip of this pink Moscato, the only alcohol I have left, because yesterday I wasted all the Crown and Coke at two of my friends' weddings. So let me take a sip of this real quick, because like I say, video games and alcohol is the best combination. They go well together. Never had Moscato before. It's just pretty good. Excuse me. Anyways, so yeah, man. Me, Grim, and Ghost, which y'all may formerly known as Chaos, are currently working on different video games as we speak, creating them all off our RPG Maker. Ghost working on a game currently called, I don't know if he's going to keep the name, but it's called Fantasia X. And then myself and Grim, who just started working on it earlier today, still working on a lot of the kinks. It's made on RPG Maker MV. But it's pretty cool so far, you know what I mean? It's different. These are just kind of like demo games, you know, just so we can get familiar with the programs. And, you know, before we start a serious project, I have a couple of projects that I have in mind. Once I get once I'm able to get the whole program down, you know, as far as importing images and not just always having to use the presets that are already, you know, set within the program when you're making the game, you know what I mean? It's fun, man. It's real different. Like, I'm a huge fan of RPG games. I don't say that just about every video, but you know what I mean? It's cool. It's a different experience. It's very time consuming, you know, but I feel you know, that it's worth it. We haven't really had a release date for Fantasia X, because I know Chaos, aka Ghost, is working on it really heavy right now. As far as me and Grim go, because it's the both of us working on it simultaneously, we're trying to give it at least like a month. And I know that sounds like no time at all, but like I said, it's literally just like a demo, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be nothing too fancy. It's just something that we're going to make, you know, so when we release it to our friends or fans, you know, here locally, you know, see if they're interested, and that way we can release the actual game that we'll also be working on soon, you know what I mean? Aside from that, let's get into the games that I've been playing. So I haven't, excuse me, I haven't been doing playing too many games like I have. I started Kingdom Hearts 2. Wonderful game. Keep in mind, all these games that I'm playing, they're all for the PS2, at least as of this moment. I don't have one of the newer systems. I love Kingdom Hearts 2, man. Currently right now, I believe I am in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, right after you rescue Elizabeth, and you have to defend I think what is it? It's like an armband. It's some type of accessory, an amulet or something that you have to protect on the ship on your way back to Port Royale. I love this game so far, man. I love the farms. I loved Cornerstone Hill. That was my favorite. Like, you know, having to fight Pete on the steamboat. It was a lot of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Going back to the Olympus Coliseum. Still haven't completed the first one, you know. I'm just kind of simultaneously playing all these games, kind of like whatever I feel at the moment playing. That's what I decided to play. But right now I'm really enjoying Kingdom Hearts 2. I gotta say I enjoy it slightly more than Kingdom Hearts 1 at the moment. You know what I mean? As far as Kingdom Hearts 1 goes, I was attempting to where am I exactly on Kingdom Hearts 1? Oh yeah, Monstro's World. Very interesting, you know what I mean, just to say the least. But really this week I've been super absorbed in the Final Fantasy world. For starters, let's talk about Final Fantasy 12, and this is the one that I'll start getting somewhat deep into. So as far as Final Fantasy 12 goes, I'm at the Osmo Plain in Jahara, the land of the Gareth. Right now I need to go to the Golmore Jungle, which, as you know, has that magic seal. Before you go to Eroid Village, you know, I can't wait to go there. I love the Vieira for obvious reasons, but let me take a drink. Stay thirsty, my friends. But at the moment right now, I'm just taking the time to just grind. Osmo playing has always been one of my favorite places to grind. I actually just completed the hunt for the Encalados, however you want to pronounce it. I'm Mexican, so I'm gonna say Encalados. Which is a hunt. I think it's the first. I want to say rank 2 or rank 3. It's the first to one of those. It's the weakest one. And you have to go to one of the low chief, I think Suguru, who's in the land of the Gareth, Jahara. But something that completely unexpected that never happened to me when I played it the first time happened. So before anything, for those that don't know what the Encalados is, it's a type of Slaven, which is a creature that you can find in the Giza Plains. It's like a giant, I guess like a giant really, I would say kind of like, I guess like elephant appendages, I guess legs or whatever, and feet, and like a giant crocodile head. But anyways, that's beyond the point. For you to be able to get to the Encalados, you have to go to the area where it's at and get rid of all the monsters there, which are a bunch of woos, which are like, I guess like these giant avian birds, you know, the humanoid birds, bluish tint, that you have to kill all of them, and then you have to go back, and sure enough, the creature will appear. The crazy part about it is that something that I've never heard of it ever happening, which is a rare monster in the game that's at least for that area, it's fairly powerful. Mind you, I think my characters were like probably anywhere from around level 15, 17 maybe. And yeah, it was if I went and fought both of them simultaneously. The first time I fought them, that is the second KO game over that I've had since I've restarted replaying this game. Like I said, I was fighting simultaneously and I was doing well, but once the HP is critical on the bullcroc, it just starts drilling you with screw tail, and that's, at least for in that part of the game, it's just a very strong attack, you know, especially since it hits numbers. And like I said, I was very under leveled, you know, but I like to do that. I like to challenge myself. And like I said, I'm simultaneously fighting the Encalados and the bullcroc at the same time. It was insane. Like, the difficulty was a lot. I feel like a lot more than it should have been, you know what I mean? But regardless, that was the first fight. And then to top it off, I didn't even save at the area on the Osmo plane. I can't remember the name. That has the save crystal to the right, basically at the entrance to the Golmore jungle. I had saved all the way in Jahara because I wasn't expecting that fight. You know what I mean? So again, you know, I respawn back at Jahara. This time I'm smart and I go to the save crystal. You know, because something, I don't know. I just had a really like crazy vibe that this creature's gonna appear again if I kill all the woo. And sure enough, the second time I go to confront him, the damn thing is there again. So this time I try to be smart about it. What I attempted to do is just fight the bullcroc by itself. Once I got rid of the bullcroc, I was gonna fight the Encalados by myself. And sure enough, I think I got it to just about to critical, and the Encalados somehow was able to see my party, and he started attacking us, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Shit was fucking ridiculous. It was intense. I was able to flee for a couple minutes and then just fight the Encalados by myself. The bullcroc didn't follow, and I slayed the Encalados. I feel the Encalados was actually a lot easier to beat than the bullcroc. But the thing that pissed me off, I was like, man, this is that bullshit, is that when we went back to go fight the bullcroc, it was at full health. I was like, fuck this. But sure enough, it was just one enemy. And of course, with Larsa, you know, on your party, you know, with those high potions, you know, the unlimited high potions. If you played the original PS2 version, you all know exactly what I mean. We were able to beat him fairly easily, and it was incredible. You know what I mean? I was like, yes, you know, like I was able to beat him. You get as a reward, you know, of course, you know, you get a pretty nice amount of gil, and you receive something called I think it's the golden amulet, if I'm not mistaken. I got golden armor for just about my whole party. I like all my party to have the heavy armor. But anyways, and what it does is that it doubles your XP that you gain, and it's wonderful to have if you're you know, if you're trying to grind, because in Final Fantasy 12 you have to grind a lot, you know what I mean? After that, I continued on playing the game, and I remembered that about the optional bosses, and I wanted to fight the Earth Tyrant, so I went to go look up how to obtain the how to gain access to the Earth Tyrant, because I already knew what part of the Western Sand you have to go to. I just couldn't remember how to obtain the item that you need to get to the Earth Tyrant, or the area that's in, because it's blocked by like a really heavy sandstorm. You need this item called the Wind Vein. So I went to go complete that quest, which is like talk to a Banga who's in the West Gate, and then you have to go to the plaza and talk to this dude on the fountain. Then you have to go to Little Town and talk to that dude. Then you got to go to the Western Sand on this cactus to find a piece of it called the Wind Globe. You go back to the West Gate, they all met up, and then they give you, I guess one of the dudes gives you his piece, and it makes the Wind Vein. Then I went, rode a Chocobo, and I went over to fight the goddamn Earth Tyrant. I think the recommended level is like 25. I think it's like a level 30 if I'm not mistaken. My party's a level 20, and my thought process was like, you know what? Excuse me. I think I want to give it a shot. Because I played Final Fantasy 12 before, and when I played it, I basically almost completed the game. So I guess I'm somewhat cocky and arrogant when it comes to this game. You know what I mean? I was very confident. I was like, you know what? I think I can take it on. The first time I fought it, that thing demolished me. Like, I think I got it to half HP, and it seemed like I was doing all right. And then once it reached half HP, like it just started drilling me, man. It was like fucking, same thing, kind of like the Bullcroc. It has a much stronger version of the Screwtail, really strong, brutal attack, and then it has its crazy combos when it starts losing HP, and it was just ridiculous. And then to top it off, I think my mistake is rely too heavily on Larsa, you know what I mean, to be the only one healing, and I didn't have any Phoenix Downs, I rely solely on Rays, but I don't have haste or anything, so the process takes a while. And the Earth Tyrant is a pretty fast and a pretty tough physical fighter, you know what I mean? So needless to say, I lost to him, but I was pretty determined. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get Phoenix Downs and I'm gonna take down this bastard, you know what I mean? So I go back and I do a little bit of grinding, get a little bit of money, and then I go to visit Miguelo. The first time I played, I didn't even know you can go back to the Sand Sea and talk to Miguelo. After I had, I guess, somewhat of the, kind of cutscene with him. Not really, but I spoke to him. Then I finally received my Phoenix Downs. I think I bought like 60 or 70 Phoenix Downs. And then now I was like, you know what? Now I'm ready. Everybody had the best equipment you can have, at least up to that point, from Jahara. The strongest weapons that they can have. They all had golden armor, the best armor, heavy armor at least, that you can get at that point in the game. I was like, you know what? I am ready now. Right now I can go, and this giant T-Rex is about to get wrecked, dog. You know what I mean? And I go over there, and I actually start doing a lot, fairly well. By the time I get half HP, like I had been the last match, I was doing way better than I already done. As soon as it hit like a quarter HP, its physical attack started getting brutal. It was getting to the point to where, as soon as I revived one of my party members, it would already immediately just one-shot another one of my characters, you know what I mean? And especially when it did Screwtail, I was fucked because it killed just about everybody in my party except Larsa. And unlike the the new Zodiac Age, the remake of Final Fantasy 12 for the PS4, you cannot play as a guest player. So I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? It was just ridiculous, and what makes me mad is I had to use up all my MP, for Cura, for healing or whatever, for Rays and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure that if I had enough for a mischarge, for a quickening, I would have easily killed it. I think one chain, maybe of like a 4 or 5, no more than a 6 hitter, a 6 hit chain would have finished it off. But no, almost as soon as like it had very minimal hit, it was already past critical. Like it was just a couple hits and it was gonna be dead. It killed me. It killed everybody in my party, and I was like, damn. And at least since that point, I haven't tried to face it again. I decided that I'm gonna go as a level 25, just 5 levels more, and then attempt it again. I might try it one more time. I think I'm just gonna grind a little more, get better magic. I haven't really focused too much on magic, but I'm definitely gonna have to grind just a little more, make a little more go. You know what I mean? Fix up the gambits a little bit, and then before I attempt to fight the goddamn Earth Tyrant again, because I feel like I can. I really feel that at the level I can defeat him. And but you know, I just feel I just need to be a lot more well prepared and just kind of be a little arrogant, you know, and cocky, and just be like, oh, you know what, I've played this game before. See, because the first time I played it, I think when I fought the Earth Tyrant, I think I was at like a level 40, 45. So it took nothing to beat it. You know, it was weak. You know, I think it's a level 30, 35, somewhere around there. So it took nothing to beat it. You know what I mean? I was way more leveled. I didn't even know it existed at that point. You know, at least the boss there, I had never bothered to look for it, and you know, and I beat it quite easily. So I hadn't. I guess it wasn't. I wasn't until the first fight that I looked up, you know, its stats, you know, online, and I was like, oh shit, this thing is 10 levels higher than I am. You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, give me a second to take a drink again. But yeah, it was a fun fight. I'm definitely gonna have to reattempt it. After that, you know, like I said, just doing a little more grinding, seeing if I could do any more hunts. The only problem is a lot of them are Mark 4, Mark 5s, which are way, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are a lot more leveled, even higher than the Earth Tyrant in the West. See, if I can't beat the Earth Tyrant there, I have no business attempting to, you know, go for the higher ranking hunts. I attempted to fight the Gill Snapper, and that was not well. I'm not gonna try that again. Not even with Bansat's help. That was not trying to humiliate myself again. I didn't die. I didn't get a game over from that, but should I have been dumb and stupid and continued? Yeah, I would have got my ass handed to me by that stupid adamant twist. You know what I mean? So yeah, after that, I've just been really grinding on Final Fantasy 12, just waiting to get you know, to a higher level. That way I can go again and face the Earth Tyrant. You know what I mean? Aside from that, I bought the strategy guide for Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, because for you, those of y'all who don't know, Final Fantasy 12 is my favorite Final Fantasy. It was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, and it holds a very special place in my heart as debatably my favorite not even just Final Fantasy, like my favorite video game of all time. I love the lore behind it. I want to play Revenant Wings. I haven't played it. I love the Tactics series. I love the whole Evil East world, basically. The whole Evil East Alliance world. I just love everything about it. Excuse me. But yeah, I bought the strategy guide for it, and I do intend that as soon as I get a PS4, which I promise guys will be really soon, a lot sooner than y'all think, I'm definitely doing a playthrough to the Zodiac Age, which is crazy because I've completely forgot that they were making the remake for it a while back, and I was actually looking into obtaining the International Zodiac Job System, the PS2 version of, Final Fantasy 12 that they released in Japan. That is technically the original game that they just made the remake of, you know what I mean? Because currently at this moment I have a whole Square Enix Final Fantasy collection. As if you have seen the first video to my other channel, Phoenix the Final Fantasy Gamer, you know, it's getting pretty big, and I like to collect I like to collect the hard copies of the game. You know what I mean? I think right now I own Final Fantasy 5 and 6 for the, and I think the anthology for the PlayStation. I own 8 and 9. I own 10 Part 2. I own 11, one of the 11s. 12 Collector's Edition, and the whole 13 trilogy, and both Dissidias, Dissidia and Duodecim. And yeah, you know, I was definitely looking into it, and maybe getting the collector's edition or for the new Zodiac Age or whatever. But definitely gonna obtain Zodiac Age, and definitely gonna have to do a bunch of playthroughs to it because it's by far my favorite Final Fantasy, at least at this moment. I haven't finished all the Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 12 is actually the only one I've ever finished. I'm just barely recently getting into the newer ones. I know a lot about them because I like looking up gameplays, the lore and whatnot. But Final Fantasy 12, like I said, is by far my favorite of all time, at least as we're speaking at this moment. But anyways, the only other Final Fantasy game, at least from the main series that I've played recently, was 10. And I gotta say, 10 is very interesting, man. Like, I like, the whole, technically it's active time battle, but it's the turn-based style. I'm enjoying it so far, man. One thing that was kind of confusing at first, I just barely figured out, was the spear grid system. I kind of see it like more of a, I guess like and nobody take offense to this, especially if you're a big 10 fan, somewhat of a, I guess, a more primitive version, primitive version of the not Gambit, at the license system from 12. You know what I mean? The whole ores, like you have to, obtain them and get, for new abilities, for the potions to take more effects, for you to have more HP. Kind of like Final Fantasy 12 does with the licenses. With the potions do more, give you more health, raise your max HP, your max MP, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's a fun game. It's very different from, excuse me, very different from 12. But regardless, I think I'm slowly but surely falling in love with the world of Xanarkin, and the party that I have so far. I'm falling in love with the different characters like Auron, Tidus, Yuna, Lulu, Waka. It's a whole Kimari, a whole different array of characters that somehow all come together. After this moment, I actually just finished facing the Chocobo Eater. First off, the thing is fucking ugly. Second off, that is a cheap ass boss fight. I actually thought I was doing fairly well, and then the bastard knocked me off of the fucking cliff. I was so fucking mad. I was like, really? Like, it was literally, I was almost finishing killing the damn beast, and then it decides to just knock me off of the cliff because it's a fucking douchebag. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck me, right? It was an interesting fight, to say the least. Valfor and Ifrit did most of the job. A Chocobo Eater is a very interesting, man. When I saw it first in the cutscene, when it has a Chocobo in his hand, I was like, no, don't eat the Chocobo. And the Chocobo mashes. I was like, oh, go little fella, go, QQ, go. You know what I mean? Like no, I did not want to see a Chocobo get killed. That would have hurt my heart and would have hurt my soul very deeply if that poor Chocobo would have been hurt. You know what I mean? It was a fun boss fight, but again, it's just mad that, that bastard is cheap, man. Like, really, dog? Okay, just knock me over with your fucking enormous arm span. That shit was whack to me. But, maybe I should have been better prepared for it, which is funny because I actually have the strategy guide to Final Fantasy X. I was reading on it. I was like, okay, cool. I think I have the perfect strategy. And no, I was like, maybe I should just attempt to fight it, by my own means instead of trying to take suggestions from the book. And I'm not taking any credit away from them, but I was like, why? I was slightly upset at the fact. After that, I just went to the next save crystal. I haven't played 10 after that. I guess you could say it's someone made me rage quit. I was kind of upset. I was like, oh really, man? I really wanted to get, I heard that if you beat it, you get rewards from Rin, if I believe that's his name. Yeah, from Rin. You get some type of reward from him or something. Give a second. Almost done with this Moscato. It's pretty good. It has somewhat of a fruity taste. Excuse me. But yeah, I heard it, and I was reading up on it also that you get a gift from Rin. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I was looking forward to getting them. Although I think I saved, I have a save file right before that, so I might just try to go back and fight the Chocobo Eater once again, see if I can get him. If not, onward we go. Whatever. I'm not too upset by it. You know what I mean? Not anymore, at least. Y'all should have seen me. I was like, fuck, you cheap bastard. I thought I lost the first time when I saw him fall. I was like, God damn it. And then I saw him survive. I was like, thank God. But you're still a cheap bastard. You know, I wanted to become one of the Kingsglaive or Noctis or something from 15. Be like, no, fuck you. Warp attack. Have Tidus like throw his Brotherhood and just fucking slash it in his fucking face. Just teleport all the way up the cliff and start fighting him again. Be like, hey, go over here, bastard. You know what I mean? But anyways, aside from that, the only other Final Fantasy game that I have played is, and I'm really enjoying it as of this moment, as if y'all have seen the playthroughs, is Final Fantasy 15, A King's Tale. Very different, and I know it's technically like a spin-off. I guess you could call it more of a mini game, but I'm enjoying everything of it. It's very fast-paced. It's very different. Like I said in the gameplay, excuse me. It kind of reminds me of like the old, like the Ninja Turtles video game, or like the one that's kind of similar to the Battletoads video game. You know what I mean? It's real fast-paced. It's all combat-based combos. You know, and just being able to fight and do your combos well, block, dodge, roll whenever needed. Right now, as of this moment, I'm not dropping the last playthrough I did through it. It was in the plains area or whatever, where you fight the Midgar Sormer and the Hornets, and you obtain, I believe, the last crystal and the crystal when you finally meet up with Sid. And the only reason why is because Chaos, shout out to the homie, now, like I said, now known as Ghost, he has been letting me use his PS4 so I can play the game, and so I can record my playthroughs. And this last playthrough I did, I forgot to save the video clip, and so the whole playthrough just went through shit. So I'm gonna have to start the game all the way over from the beginning and reach all the way up to that level before I can start doing the the playthrough again. I was upset because I felt he said it's like it's still quite a bit of game to go, but I felt like it was a good minute. It was a good episode. That day I had some Crown and Coke. I was happy. I was in a good mood. I feel like it was one of my better playthroughs, especially out of the other two episodes. I did great, especially because I felt my second episode was a little lackluster. I think it's the fact that I didn't have alcohol. Anyways, that's not important. And yeah, the clip just doesn't exist at all anymore. However, on his channel, I have dropped two videos. One where me and his brother Grim, were the person I'm working on the video game with, played Xenoverse, which I got my ass kicked. And then Gels is currently doing a playthrough he obtained the PS4 versions of the 1.5 and 2.5 Kingdom Hearts remix, and he's currently playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Graphics are incredible. Y'all should definitely go check that video out. This dude died by a normie, what's it called? A heartless soldier, heartless, like, or Knight Heartless. I can't remember the dude's names. At least not at this moment, bro. But he's playing it on proud mode, so I guess cut him some slack. You know what I mean? But it was still funny. I was just clowning him whenever he was doing the video. I think the video is like not even 5 or 6 minutes long, but it was still funny. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me because he went on to go defeat the Heartless, the boss, the first one. I guess the first real boss that you fight in Traverse Town, the one that with all the different body parts that you gotta kill body part by body part, and he beat it like it was nothing on proud mode, but he lost to the damn Knight Heartless. It was hilarious. Y'all should definitely check the video out. So pretty much that's been it, man. As much for this week, these past 2 weeks. It's just really been really just nothing but Final Fantasy, man. I'm trying, I'm really looking into. I want to play World of Final Fantasy when I get the PS4. As much as I love Final Fantasy 12, I think the first thing I'm gonna play is World of Final Fantasy because the more gameplay I see, I love it. It looks incredible, and it's different from the other Final Fantasies. So, as far as I'm concerned, the art style. I think it's very slept on, especially considering the fact that, again, out of nowhere, we just got we got 15, we got 12, and then we got World of Final Fantasy. Definitely gonna have to look into it. In the meantime, I'm gonna start the 13 trilogy, the Fabula Nova Crystallis series. I personally, I've played all three of them, not fully. I like the series. I know the 13 trilogy gets a lot of shit, but I personally like them. Plus, lightning is bae. That's all I can say. Lightning is bae. You're like, dog, how can you not like light? Anyways, that's pretty much been my whole week of gaming. I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna play Kingdom Hearts. Definitely try to get farther on 1 and 2. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna start Final Fantasy 13 and then continue 12. My wonderful journey in both of those games. I will do an Undertale playthrough soon. Also, you know what I mean. I know I haven't gotten to it. It's just that my laptop's been tripping out a lot recently. You know what I mean. And soon I'll also be, aside from gaming, I'll also be recording a podcast with Hot and Ready and Zombie Xavier. So y'all stay in tune for that, guys. You know what I mean. Well, other than that, I can't really say anything else. You know what I mean. Also going to be doing playthroughs with my girlfriend soon, Michaela, known as Mikachu. You know what? I'm not even going to say the name. Y'all are going to have to be surprised. Just know it's an RPG game. It's not Final Fantasy, and it's not Kingdom Hearts. The only hint I can give y'all, it's going to be Game Boy Advance. If y'all can take a guess of what it is, let me know below in the comments. Aside from that, I'm also going to start doing a playthrough to the classic Final Fantasies 1 through 6. But the way I'm going about it, it's different. I don't know if other people have done it before. I will be the first person to do it on, I guess technically on cam. It's going to be incredible. I want to give a different view and a different way of playing the games we love, and not only that, share with other people that we love. So definitely, y'all are going to have to definitely check that out when I drop the videos, you know what I mean? Other than that, I think that's been it. Just Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, RPG games, and life. Really. So, before I let y'all go, I'm going to take this last sip of the Moscato. Man, that was really good. I really like this Moscato. But with that being said, it is getting kind of late, and I've been rambling on for a little more than 30 minutes. So with that being said, this is yours truly, Felix the Fallen Angel, and see y'all next episode. We out. Let's get it.